Well, welcome back. It's so good to see you again. This is Valerie from the Illumination Portal channel. I'm trying to make a portal. I have, I bought, and plus it's the holiday season. I love the lights. That's my favorite part. Kind of goes with this whole thing tonight about the energies we've been going through. I like to talk about the big energies. As you know, in the end of November, November 19th, we had the full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus at 27 degrees. Then on, it's been so much going on. December 4th, we had the new moon solar eclipse in Sagittarius at 12 degrees. So we had those two eclipses, and that was a lot of energy, especially the one in Sagittarius on the December 4th, because that was in conjunction with the Great Attractor, which is a huge, massive energy. It's where our solar system resides, along with thousands of others. So it is a very powerful point. And it not only brings in powerful energies, it dissipates a lot of the lower vibrational energies, because on my channel, we are here, in case anyone doesn't know, my channel is about raising the vibration on Mother Earth. We raise the vibration of our individual selves, and we assist Mother Earth in doing that. In my opinion, all these different astrological points in time assist us in that. Either clearing out and bringing in, it's always a back and forth. We'll go back to like 2012, when all that was going on. That's about when all this really accelerated for humanity in our ascension, our spiral up in vibration. Slowly every year we've been given so many times to clear things and enhance our energies at times. But it's always at this time of year in December, during Sagittarius season, where there's these buildups of energy culminating for the whole year. So each year since 2012, it's been getting more intense. We clear, we integrate, we receive downloads. We learn more about ourselves with each passing day. If you're on a spiritual path, you'll know what I mean. This is all about integrating these finer vibrations. And it's slowly from 2012, well, it's been going on a lot longer than that, but I'm using 2012 as in this part of the process as a start point for us. So in every December, when we are at the end of the year and we're culminating, and we always have a new moon and a full moon, well, in different transits every year. Well, this year, it was the eclipses. So that ended December 4th. Well, last night on the 18th was the Gemini full moon at 27 degrees. Now, remember that first eclipse was on 27 degrees of Taurus. So you'll see these repeat patterns, and these numbers do mean something. It can get very detailed. You know, 2 and 7 is 9, and that's usually 9 is an action number, also a completion number. So in this case, we are completing. The last 2 years have been very difficult on planet Mother Earth because of the pandemic, all the things we've gone through. In my opinion, that was clearing out even deeper and deeper a lot of the blocks humanity had as a collective, how and what we had individually. I'm not saying the pandemic's over, but the energies are an indicator where things are shifting. Now, this month, this light has been coming in pretty intensely. We've had so many aspects and transits this month that I couldn't even possibly try to go through all of them. That's why I focus on the bigger energies, like the Great Attractor. That was on December 4th. Well, last night, with the Gemini full moon on 27 degrees of Gemini, the sun was at 27 degrees of Sagittarius, which is the galactic center. So we had these two huge, massive parts of space in these months, where it does happen in every December. We go through this. This Sagittarius goes through it. The sun hits the Great Attractor and then the galactic center. Now the moon hits it every month too. But this was very important because of that. That last one was an eclipse. So with the full moon last night in Gemini, that's bringing you new thoughts and ideas and plans for the future. So with that being said, it's a lot of information, but that's a lot of energy that has been, I say, gifted to us on the spiritual path for ascension, because it's helping us raise that vibration even more. Those energies are very significant. And with that sun illuminating the galactic center, wow, I don't know if you felt it or if you do ceremonies on the new moons and full moons, but it was quite a intense last couple of weeks for me. Well, since the end of November, I've really been clearing a lot and going through even more removal of blocks than you always think you're done, but you never are, and here we are. So, but you always come out more enlightened, In this case, we have, with that Gemini full moon last night, we are having better plans, target for the future, which is Sagittarius. It's an archer, and he's shooting his arrow to target. So a lot of us have come up to these points in our life where we're really asking serious questions. Where do we want to be? Who do we want to be with? How are we going to get there? What is our plan? It, with it being still in a pandemic, it's hard to make a lot of those actual moves. You can, depends on your circumstances and where you live and what's going on around you, but it's not quite ready, set, go either. So we're still in the planning stages, and we're still refining our dreams and our aspirations for the future. And we're going to keep getting this help from the universe. We have solstice coming up in 2 days. Now, solstice is really a big deal too. So you had those two huge energies with the great attractor and the galactic center. And a couple days later, we have the winter solstice. And the winter solstice is the shortest day of the year, the longest night of the year. The next day after that, it's on Tuesday the 21st. The light starts coming back in. Now, in time and nature-wise, it's a minute, 2 minutes a day. But it's slowly going back up like it does every year. This is nature magic. This is you could burn your Yule log. Christmas was an offshoot of this old pagan holiday of Yule. Lights, burning a Yule log, like I said, they put candles on the evergreen trees, Christmas trees, for a better word, excuse me. But it was to, bring them more light in the winter. It was very dark and cold, but it was also to remember that spring would come, the light, it would get lighter. A new season would arrive eventually. Because a lot of those Yule logs at that time too, they burned those the whole winter. That was you had to, to stay warm. But it's pretty cool how Christmas kind of came out of that whole pagan tradition of Yule. But I'm going to use it in a different way. Yeah, nature will start to tick up to more light slowly. But what we've been through in the last 2 years, and especially since 2012, has been a lot. It's been a lot for a lot of us in the spiritual community, and more people are becoming more heart-centered, more soul-centered, more aware that there is something beautiful going on, and it's deep, it's spiritual. But in my opinion, I think most of us would agree that this is for all of humanity to take up the spiral, to refine our vibrations, to get into those finer vibrations. The more and more we go through these transits and trials and this pandemic, things like that, people are really coming to a space within them where it's like, okay, what what is life? What do I want my life to be like? What is all this? Again, I'm going to bring up the Great Resignation. A lot of people just, that's not life to them anymore. Excuse me. Going back and giving all their time, trading their life force energy for money. I'm not saying you don't have to work. I'm just saying I think we're going to, at least my spirits tell me, we're going to invent, create better, more life sustaining work environments than we have been taught to believe, 40-hour work week, blah, blah, blah. And, for this amount of money, which usually, most people don't make that much. The working poor, the middle class, they struggle and they have the hardest time, But anyway, these energies that we're going through right now, and we've got the solstice coming up. Yes, it does bring more light in the sense of the sun will be brighter and brighter day by day. But in my thoughts, from what my spirit's guiding me to say, is that the light, spiritual light, is coming in and enlightening all of us, or most of humanity is feeling this in some way. And it's just going to continue because these energies are coming from all parts of space, all see how to put this. Not only our planets and our solar system and the galactic center and the great attractor, there's just a huge influx of energy constantly coming to Mother Earth, clearing out a lot of the darker, lower vibrations. And I know it doesn't quite look like it right now because we're still in a pandemic externally. But if you are a spiritual person, you will know that you are feeling what you know what you've been through, and you know that you have been being guided also to raise your vibration, to hone in on your specific gifts of, being psychic, a medium, a healer, a card reader, and that's not everything. I mean, you could be a mechanic and be spiritually guided, It's just putting that energy, that love energy into everything you do, and you are passionate about. So these energies are going to continue, of course. The planets don't stop moving, things don't stop happening here. We just had today Venus in Capricorn with retrograde. Now she's in conjunct with Pluto in Aries. And Aries is the goddess of discord, but she is about fairness and truth and integrity. She's only in discord if there is lies and manipulation and things like that. And really you can see it playing out, if you look out into the world and see what's going on. But at the same time, this is unusual here, Venus went in Capricorn, went retrograde. Chiron in Aries stationed direct, because it's been in retrograde. So they're kind of, one's coming online and one's going back to review. So Venus is going to go back and look at, what do we do for, money and pleasure, and how do we acquire the things that we are passionate about and that we love, and what more could I do to, all these questions will be going on. And this is a long retrograde for her. She's really not going to be out of it until I think the middle of March. So we had that happen today. We had the full moon in Gemini last night on the galactic center. On Tuesday, we have the winter solstice, which is bringing more light. And all of these types of transits and planetary aspects are also bringing in more light, more questions about, where do you really want to be? What kind of life, what does it mean to actually live your life to the fullest? For you, we all have a different answer for that. So this is a good time, we're in the winter time. We'll go inward. And, I've been inward quite a bit myself, when I know a lot of you have. And a lot of blocks will be removed too. So you'll have like different, health things come up. When you have those deep, darker aspects of yourself, they have to be released out of your body too. And your body does that by getting sick, having a flare up of your autoimmune disease, or any number of issues. You can have sinus problems, if you're having to release energy from your third eye or crown, you could get a lot of sinus problems or migraines. If it's your throat chakra, you could get sore throat, cough, difficulty swallowing. There's millions of different things that can happen. But all these usually are two clear blocks that have been in us from either childhood or even past lives. You never know. It could be an energetic block, could be a physical block. So we will be going through that with this. We have the Venus in retrograde. I'm trying to think who else is in retrograde. It doesn't matter. It's going to be a constant clearing the blocks. You're going to get downloads. You're going to, you get days where you feel wonderful, and maybe longer than a few days, or times where you feel not so great, and you need some time to heal. And it's wintertime. So the solstice, this whole type of energy, Christmas time is, even though we celebrate Christmas and go out or with family, some of us may not be because of COVID again. Either way, back during, pagan times, is this time you went in and worked on yourself, create intentions, meditate on the trajectory you want to take your life into, because these doors are opening. They might not be open at this minute, but things will be occurring where we're going to clear some more and we're going to go up the spiral a little bit more. So you got to kind of put those intentions out there on where do you want to be, when the time is right for you. But I think it's pretty fascinating. These are huge portals going on. There's galactic center and the goodness gracious, I just forgot. I can't even remember the name of it. I'm so sorry. So what's too much in my head, I guess. It's a lot of information, but it's so cool. Like when my spirit's explaining it to me, it seems I can just come out here and just ramble it off and it'd be that. But no, I got it. It's a lot to it. The great attractor. So these are huge portals. These are, that are igniting Mother Earth, who's a portal. And the solar system, that's a portal. And us individually, which are portals. So I think it's pretty fascinating. And I wanted to update you on those energies to help you during this time of year. This time of year, even though December is a powerful time of year where we go through these portals. We always have Christmas on the 25th, which kind of, I don't know how you feel about Christmas. There's a lot of it I love and there's a lot of it I don't. And I'm sure that's everybody, and we do our own celebrations our own way. And again, these last couple of years, a lot has not been able to celebrate. It was a whole different thing. You may have missed your old ways of celebrating, or you may have realized, hey, I really wasn't that much into it like that anyway. So there's a lot to think about and contemplate for humanity, because the main goal is to raise the vibration of Mother Earth by raising our vibrations individually. And those energies get finer and finer, and you have a whole array of different choices available to you. And it is so cool, because you can really follow your heart, live your passions, do what you love, be with the people you love. We don't have to settle anymore like we used to. I know we're in that transition period, but a lot of us are physically, mentally, emotionally cannot settle for anything that doesn't resonate with our heart anymore. And there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of the system was set up not in our favor. That's another transit coming through. Pluto, United States of America's first Pluto return is on February 22nd, 2022. Those are interesting numbers. But that's all. And he's sitting with Eris and Venus right now. They're all together. And they're all trying to figure out a more authentic plan that doesn't require most of us being abused in any way or used. So it's going to be interesting to see where that's all going. And Pluto is sitting on Saturn, and it might just be my chart. I'm not sure. I'd have to look that up. I'm not going to go there with Saturn, but there's a lot going on. There's so much going on. I listen to astrologers all day, and I research my own stuff, and it's overwhelming. It's unprecedented, really, and it's been building up since 2021. And we are coming into these points in time where, I mean, we're alive to see the United States of America's first Pluto return. Does it? Well, the whole world is, but anybody living in America is really going to feel it. And what America does or doesn't do goes on to the world too. So these are very big energies, and you know, it is unlimited. It's really mind blowing to think about it. Like, the implications of what could happen or might happen. You know, we could go there all day, but the point is, for us in the spiritual community, well, and I hope for everybody really on the planet, that you just follow your heart and you stay heart centered and soul centered and be love and send love out there and help raise the vibration. It's going to be a trip, but I had picked a card. My friend Allie from Heart and Soul Connected sent me a deck, the Unshakable Inner Peace Oracle deck. And I had shuffled, and I was headed to this, which I think kind of goes for a lot of us here. Your true tribe can't show up until you do. That's another thing. No, that's something I did want to talk about here. Let me give you a couple of sentences of this. Are you hiding pieces of yourself? Many of us think it's easier to go with the flow of the crowd, but in doing so, we sacrifice our true selves. We fear speaking up and not being liked. We believe it's a risk to show our real selves and not to be accepted. But the opposite is true. Your true tribe can't find you until you start showing up as the real you. Now, this is something that actually hit me personally when I pulled this card, because this is what I've been going through the last couple of weeks through these eclipse energies. And it's something that was being brought up to my awareness to look at and to deal with and have conversations with, you know, because we do that. I know I do that, I should say. I try to be neutral, especially on this channel. I mean, what you see is what you get. And I am being authentically me. But I do have a lot of things I'd like to say. And some of them I feel like I can't because, you know, YouTube might shut me down. And remove my channel or give me strikes. I'm not even sure what they do. And a lot of other things is, and I know that a lot of you feel this way too, because we're on the same channels a lot when I read the comments. I'm at the point where, okay, we're all empaths. We all have gifts and abilities, and, nobody's more special than anybody else. We all have our own set of special gifts that we have. We're psychic. You can be clairaudient, clairsentient. You can be, you know, uh, just know. And see, that's my thing. I know. But I feel like if I say, oh, yeah, I know that, and I do, I just comes right automatically to me. And I'm not meaning it like, hey, I'm a know-it-all. I do know. I don't know how I know, but I know. And I know now my spirit guide, they're talking right now, that it was my higher self, my spirit guides talking to me. And it's just one of the things, it's just one of my gifts. I don't mean to sound like a know, but I know okay, I don't, that maybe some people in my personal life, I'm not even talking about on the channel, I think, wow, she just thinks she knows everything. I don't know everything. Nobody knows everything. No, I'm not right all the time, but pretty much, I do know. But that's my authentic self. Now, how do you go around and say, I'm real sorry. I know this, but you can't. You can't be apologizing for your existence. So I kind of keep it to myself. My spirit guides are constantly always talking to me. I use my pendulum if a question pops in my head and they don't answer me fast enough. I'll ask the pendulum. So I will know. I will figure it out. I will research it. I hear the answers. I don't myself, I don't see sometimes, but not a lot. I don't see an answer playing out. I know a lot of psychics can do that. It's really hard to come up here and say, at least it is for me, hey, I'm an empath psychic healer. I know I can heal people, but I never even talk about that, except to my really close friends and family who I help anyway. I go to class. I take Sage Goddess Soul Alchemy class, and we're graduating this month. It's been a year-long class. You get certificates for crystal healer, soul alchemy. So I get like 4 certificates. But I'm afraid to say, hey, I did this whole year's worth of work. And I mean, I'm an older person and I've been like this my whole life. And I never felt I was qualified because I didn't have certificates or, someone telling me, hey, yeah, that's what you are. And it doesn't work that way. We have to say, this is what I am. This is who I am. And I was thinking about this all day, and I'm like, wow. I actually had a friend talking to me who was telling me she's afraid to follow her heart and her passions because people will think she's crazy and either ridicule her or disown her or call her names. How many of us feel like that? I do. You know, my spirit guides insisted I make this channel and help people or explain to people or inform people. Please raise your vibration so we can all raise a vibration on Mother Earth and we can all be in a finer vibration. Because a higher, finer vibration, just being in your love, being in your heart center, the love vibration. Lower vibration can't live in the vibration of love. They run. They can't stand it. I know my personal life is pretty much, I stay in my heart and my life is beautiful. But I have, I've been working at this for 40 years, longer. It wasn't always like this. It's only recently been like this last few years. But my spirit guides say everybody feels stuck there. They don't know how to be in this world and not, how we're like on this, you're here, but then you're in a higher vibration and it constantly goes back and forth. And how did they say it? Be in the world, be of the world, not in it. I can't remember. It's really hard. And every time I pause, I should say this. I'm listening to my guides. I watch my videos back and I'm like, my God. But I mean, I'm listening and I don't know to say, hey, wait a minute, my guides are talking. But we all have these, or I know not, or maybe not all of us, but a lot of us have these feelings of, how do I go out there and, hey, I'm going to claim I'm this, a psychic, a medium. Some people, the mediums to me, they get it a little, they at least are having conversations with people about their loved ones. And, it's kind of like a group thing going on. When you're, I guess, there's so many different levels of psychics, and I don't know. I know for me, I'm always being guided and have conversations all day long with my guides. They talk to me all the time. I mean, it's cool. How do you just come out and say, hey, and I know I can help people heal emotionally. That's something I've done since I was a kid. I didn't know it was something not everybody could do. I mean, I figured it out like a while ago, but still, how do you go and say, hey, the cards help. The cards, I use the cards as guides. And I shuffle them and they'll come up to whatever we're talking about. Or maybe not. Maybe it's something I'm missing and I got to look at the cards and I got to go, oh, okay, that makes sense. And it's something that you don't graduate, you're done learning. You constantly are upgrading, leveling up on your abilities. You know? I don't know. I'm gonna do more videos on this. How do you label yourself in this spiritual community? I mean, I know there's a lot of tarot readers, and I know they're all empaths, and they all have their own psychic gifts. But the cards do give us, a guide post, to read on. I was, before I did the video, I pulled these two cards. I pulled the dragon card and one from the Unshakable Inner Peace Oracle deck. And the dragon card, and this was my question, like, how do you be your authentic self? How do you, how do you show up and say, hey, I'm a psychic emotional healer who knows things. What do you think? Yeah, I'm struggling with it. So I know, and I know a lot of others are. A lot don't, but that's where I'm at with it. Anyway, so this on the dragon card, because the dragons have been talking a lot during this portal between the Great Attractor and the Galactic Center last night. And I got this source dragon, which is top one. It tunes you to the infinite. Be still in the silence. Magic can happen. Be in the moment. And there's a lot here, but that sums it up. I mean, it's just, here, let me show you the source dragon. It's really cool. He's holding the galaxy. And then the card that Ali, oh geez. Lordy. I'm sorry. I put it up already, moved it. Those are beautiful cards. They're in their piece deck. Here it is, Unshakable Inner Peace. And that really helps. And I think Ali even read a card for me one day, and it's about being your authentic self. And I knew I was struggling with this, but I didn't know. I really don't know how to go forward. But I want to say this. I appreciate you coming by my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. If anyone needs any help and you think you would like my guidance, just leave a comment. I'll get back to you. We're here for each other. And whether you are new to spirituality or not, I would like to have some comments and help people. If anybody needs any kind of help, guidance, or just want to talk, And I want to say, have a happy solstice, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I'll probably be on here before that. So I'm going to start working on this question on how do you be your authentic self without feeling like you're going to be shunned or disowned or ridiculed or not taken seriously. So either way, we'll be here. We'll be back. I appreciate y'all stopping by. Thank you so much for listening to me. And please make your intentions, go in, work on your energy, and create the biggest dream you can for your life. Make it happen. Because that's why you're here. You're not here just to go to work, come home, and rinse and repeat every day. Follow your heart. Live your dreams. Be the love you are. Thank you for coming by, and I will see you next time. Be safe, and I love you.